like all the time. Most of the time when it's hot.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
You think it's not a good look? I've been waiting for the comments.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me he look good.
Even sometimes they're saying dumb shit.
You see Spy Kids before?
I think I probably saw the first one.
Oh, so that reminds me of what I'm talking about. A little robot that looks like that guy that talks, that has the face of the robot.
It's a little fear in my heart.
That thing. It looks
Dave
like
Chappelle is the baddest person to touch a microphone that's alive right now. Dave's a beast, man. That's the only man that puts a little fear in my heart. You know?
He's fucking amazing. How do you get that funny at 2 a.m. in front of a crowd that gave up on the show like an hour ago? And they're tired, they just want to go home. That second he steps on stage, boom, he just like...
Every night before I come out on stage, I'll be backstage like, I'm sure this is going to go well. And it always does.
It always does.
What's the deal with lampshades?
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a lamp, why do you want shade?
Doing a Jerry Seinfeld impersonation is pretty fun. Jim Carrey had a great impression of him as he rose to stardom in the sketch comedy TV series In Living Color. Imagining how Jerry would react if he got lost in a bad neighborhood.
Why do they call it Bull Rush? Who's the boss? What's the rush?
Of course, there's nothing inherently wrong with being easy to impersonate. Every comedian has a style, and style can be exaggerated. Many comedians even joke about their style.
I will now recede back into my stage persona.
Jerry Seinfeld's real problem as a comedian, he says, is the attitude of the audience. He seems to constantly run into the issue of being introduced as the greatest comedian of all time, nearly ruining his sets because of the attitude change.
The audience just went, oh, really?
I know.
And it was over.
It makes sense to want the audience at ease and not against you.
You always undersell a comedian.
This idea of needing to undersell a comedian also brings up the issue of celebrity and how a comedian can struggle with relatability after gaining so much wealth and fame. They might repeat the same, but most of the time they try to keep that everyday feel as a joke.
Yeah. All the things you do, I do a better version of all the things. It's only for another year at the most, believe me. It's not gonna last. It's been about 8 months, I got a year left, and then I'm back to being just like you.
But one thing a comedian like Jerry Seinfeld has no problem with is people stealing his jokes. His joke writing is so incredibly meticulous that it's almost impossible to copy.
Hey, good morning, guys. So I'm slowly applying the third layer of paint. Trying to work my way through her lower jaw, her lips, and her chin. Still have some work to do on this eye. And so the hand, the ear, and her shoulder and torso have 2 layers of paint. Like I said, I'm applying the third layer of paint to her face. The last layer of paint will be details in the eyebrows, adding eyelashes, some bright white highlight. Oh, hey guys, I did not mean to flip the camera. I'm not beautiful right now. And the main thing that's going to be left on here is hair highlights. And that is going to be kind of crazy. Like, the hair highlights is probably going to be one of the most tedious things on here. So definitely have to work on that. But I'm gonna attempt to get finished with the skin tone completely before I move on to any other portions. I'll do the skin tones, her jewelry. I actually applied some copper leaf and some gold leaf. Don't want it to be like super noticeable, but by applying it sparsely and painting around it in certain areas, it'll twinkle through a little bit. I think that may have a pretty nice effect. If it doesn't, you can like just completely paint over the gold leaf. It's not gonna harm anything. Yo, Ruby Rube, good morning, bro. You know, Jay Glover, Crown Boys, what's up, man? I'm doing a Instagram live. We're on YouTube live. The camera from YouTube is just better. I always stream on YouTube live. I normally come into Instagram to invite people to YouTube who don't know that I have a YouTube channel. But so yeah, this is the current project that I'm working on. This is a photo done by a photographer out of North Carolina. Yes, I asked if I can use his work. I'm not just stealing people's art. But when I run short on models, I do go to some of my favorite photographers and see if we can do a collaboration with their photography and my paintings. And so from here, you can even see how the face is starting to glow a little bit more than the rest of the body, and that's because that's that third layer of paint. I'm adding a little bit more yellows to it, some Naples yellow, and what they call.
I hope you checked up on the updates.
I definitely will, bro. And there's a color called Caucasian skin tone. Yo, there's
You gonna say what?
This is the only brand is Gamblin, which is a really good brand. But this Caucasian flesh tone, I love saying it. I really do. I really like to say it.
Well, we don't have enough answer for black.
No, because our skin tones are too dynamic. They put themselves in a box with this. It's like, this is what white people look like. And it's like, you can't do that with black people because we're not just one color. Like, our tones vary so much, you just can't have, like, a negroid color. Like it's not going to work. But anyway, for the highlights, believe it or not, guys, Chasing the Sun, them brushes, if y'all still in here, I know y'all be painting, doing portraits and stuff too. This right here is really good when you want something between not even a bright white, because most of the time we know we don't use bright whites. So where's my Okay, here it is. So for my highlights, man, I'm about to drop a jewel on you right now, yo. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for my highlight colors? Gamblers. That warm white. Blanco Caliado. Yo, you get that warm white and that Caucasian flesh tone. You know what I'm saying? And you use those for your highlights. They're creamy, they blend well together, and they're not like a bright white as in the eye, but it works, yeah. These two colors work really well for me when painting, especially fair-skinned African Americans are you know, bright highlights, and the light in here is ridiculous. Like, you're not gonna get the true color for it. Oh, that part.
I just want the paper. That part.
I'm saying it looks, those colors are nice. And so I'll show you guys a new concept that I'm working on. It's already copywritten, I'll steal my ideas. Gonna start working on some portrait abstract pieces. I know it sounds weird. I already have the visual image in my mind for the next piece. I just have to photograph it. But so essentially, the background is going to be an abstract painting with a blank portion of the canvas at the top. So lately, I've been really like contemplating proof for God. Is there a God? Why should we want there to be a God? And if there is a God, what is it? If there isn't a God, and we go by science and say that the Big Bang created everything, and then we have to ponder, okay, so what came before the Big Bang? And science says that nothing was before the Big Bang. So if you have nothing, then how do you get everything from nothing? How do you get something from nothing? And so this piece is going to transition from nothingness into a very bright and vibrant explosion of color and matter and energy and shape and formation, which leads to the subsequent human with a consciousness of being aware of itself being aware. And so how do you get matter, energy, other natural phenomenon in human consciousness from nothing? So we'll see how this works out. It's formulating slowly right now, but definitely gonna try to make this into a few pieces. I think this piece is going to be called Self-Reflection, because we are essentially the same matter and material that everything else is made out of, because the sciences has been able to quantify every atom, molecule, and etc. So we know that we're just hydrogen and carbon and proteins. And the same stuff that everything else is made out of. So when we try to figure out the universe and understand the mechanics of the universe, we're just trying to figure out and understand ourselves, basically. Alright. Yo, that warm white is nice.
I thought you were watching that thing about consciousness. It's like, why animals don't care about anything.
Animals do care about everything.
But like, they're not worried about where they came from.
Yeah.
Why they thinking?
They care about shit, but it's the only thing that we do is ask questions. There is because that my controller keeps dying. Alright. Yeah, my controller's dying on the PlayStation. And it's messing up my stream. So let me yeah. Let me do this PlayStation stream. I see you guys on YouTube.
What's that card in that bin?
I have no shit.